every brand is trying to figure out its social mission in its depth. They've done some tactics, but it's not in their soul. You're the beneficiary of being the steward of a brand that has it in their DNA, their soul. How do you think about it? What are you seeing? What have you seen? What are some observations?
Thanks for having me, and it's good seeing both of you guys. This is I get asked this a lot, actually, and I think the first thing I'd say is it would be a big screw up for anybody to say, well, businesses like Ben and Jerry's can do it, because the two guys that started that business, they were hippies in Vermont, and they can do that. That is a delegation and a disempowerment. And so what I'm trying to do these days is to actually show the stuff I'm getting wrong, particularly as a white dude of a lot of privilege who spent most of his life not understanding really the concept of white privilege, and trying to put our mistakes, my screw ups out there to hopefully pull back the veil a bit. I don't think the world needs any more great stories or videos or cry and buy videos about how great any company is. I think what we need to be doing is to be supporting each other, particularly if you're a white person running an organization and you're trying to figure out what the hell to do. Your authenticity doesn't come from what you say, it comes from the stuff you do. And our values drive what we do as people. It's kind of, if A equals B, B equals C, then A equals C. And so I really feel for, and sometimes angry when I see businesses going through the machinations about what should their agency help them do, or what should, it's like, well, what do you want to do?
Listen, obviously Vayner's got a lot of clients, and during the show, everyone came to me and like, what do we tell our clients? I'm like, you ask them what they believe. Like, we're in the service business. We're, to your point. Go ahead, Matt.
No, I just, it sounds very simple. We're not taught to do this as business people, right? There's the business and there's the brand, and then maybe there's our product or our service, and then there's our heritage. The problem is that structural racism is in the heritage. It's everywhere. There's structural racism in Ben & Jerry's. Doesn't mean we're running around being vocal racists. That's not the point. The more I learn about the whole iceberg model, that kind of overt racism is the part above the water.
Yep.
Structural racism is the gigantic part underneath, and you just got to ask yourself and do the due diligence. Why is it that way?
And it's important that when people hear you, this is what always happens when you make the statements you just made. A lot of people feel like it's casting judgment on them. They're literally on the other side of watching this video right now and saying, I'm not racist. It's not about that. There's no confusion that the far majority of people are well-intent individuals. This is about, I always talk about it. This is not the cherry on top of the cupcake. It's the fucking batter that made the cupcake. And it's okay. And by the way, I have unlimited white friends that grew up in massive poverty in trailer parks and had no fucking privilege by the way we account it. Like, everybody's scenario is different. I have unlimited black friends who grew up with all sorts of fucking money in the bank and BMWs at 13. Like, there's all sorts of things. Just acknowledging its truth without taking it personally.
Yeah. That's the toughest thing. I mean, when I had someone, I was on a call with our franchisees. We get hundreds of franchisees in our scoop shops, an incredible network. It's an incredible part of the Ben & Jerry's business that we hire like 10,000 scoopers a year. We touch tens of millions of people through our scoop shops. It's a big privilege to be part of an organization that was born as a scoop shop.
Also delicious. Well, it's a little pricey. You guys are premium. I go in and get a little something for a whole lot of, but I appreciate it because it's quality. It's just like wine, so I don't judge it. But it's delicious, Matt.
Some of the favorite tweets that I've seen out there recently is, the stuff's expensive. Damn it, because here's what they do with that money. And I'm like, yes, but I get this question like, defund the police. Did you have to say it that way? Or dismantling a white supremacist culture. Did you have to say it that way? Are you comfortable with that? Well, the answer is, the first time I heard those terms, I was like, no. First time someone said to me, man, we got a white supremacy culture here and white supremacy structures, my initial reaction was exactly what you described. Whoa, I'm not a white supremacist. So white people, and I'm not saying I'm over it. I am not wagging the finger. I'll be the first one to say, I don't know what I'm doing. Often, I have no idea what I'm doing. I got 30 years of business experience. I think I know business pretty well. Lots to learn there too.
You also know hair well. You know hair well. I know you, Matthew. You take down that bun right now and everyone's gonna get fired up.
It's
Don't
not
hide
going to
it,
happen, brother. It's not going to happen. But the thing is, this last part of that sentence is just like, if I wait until I think I'm ready,
You'll be
fucking
dead.
guarantee you I will
dead.
have waited too long. I will have squandered the opportunity, the privilege that I have leading a business. And so to me, it's like, if I wait till I feel I'm ready, I guarantee you that's doing it wrong. Nah.
Understood. Shane?
That's a great phrase, squander the opportunity. I love that. Question for you. How bad is it for companies to fake like they're interested in changing the system? Is it better to be silent, or is it better to fake authenticity and caring?
Oh, jeez. Oh. Come on, Shane. I mean, like,
that's a good. What do you mean, Matt? That's a good.
Sorry. What's your favorite flavor? Okay,
that was a good fucking question, Matt. Answer the fucking question. Don't blame Shane.
So no, I'm not, Shane. I'm not trying to be a jerk. Maybe we should ask more obvious fucking questions. We got a world of hyper transparency. People don't believe that we have a crisis of trust in the world around us. None of us are trusting the government or businesses or the media or any of that stuff. So businesses have always acted by their values. It's called lobbying. Businesses have always done things. The issue at hand right here is that the stuff going on, the pandemics on pandemics, are piercing that fake veil between our humanity, our human lives, and our business lives. And it's much more comfortable to live in a world where there's this nice shroud around the business world. We don't need to kind of pretend that we're humans at the same time, but like Wizard of Oz, man, yes, mind the man behind the curtain. So businesses that don't put their values out there are simply lying. So to your question, if they're hiding them, they're either lying or they're hiding them. So you can either put your head down in the foxhole. That's like death for a business and a brand. Pretend, that's a faster death. So I guess I'd say that. Not putting your values out there, you're dead. You probably don't know it. Putting out there and faking it, you're just prolonging the inevitable, which is the death of your brand.
Shane, keep going.
What's your favorite flavor of Ben and Jerry's? Little lighter, Matthew.
Man, it's tough. I'd say that fish food, like my wife and I, if we had desert island, it would be fish food. It's just, and I mean, we also have peanut butter half baked out right now. So we've got half baked, one of our biggest flavors, but we did a limited edition a few years ago called peanut butter half baked. That's out there now. It's, I don't know. Those are two I'd say, like, in the new Netflix flavor is also killing it.
Now back to the fastball. So you gave a really eloquent answer about a corporate responsibility. Do your C-level executives have that coming in? Do they learn that from being around you and being around the company? How does that grow at the highest level?
I'd say a couple of things. So speaking kind of the world I'm in now with Ben and Jerry's, we have some folks on my leadership team who've been around for decades. They've been part of Ben and Jerry's. My chief marketing officer, Dave Stever, started as a scooper over 30 years ago. I've got other folks like Dave Rappaport, who's our head of social mission. He's been with the company for a couple of years. Anurada Chug, who runs our business in Europe, she's been with us for about 3.5, 4 years. So you definitely get this kind of mixture of people who are like stalwarts. They've been with Ben and Jerry's, and they kind of, I look to them. We look to them, and we respect the longevity that they have within the business, and how the newer folks can bring some of that in. There is a saying in Ben and Jerry's that when you come to Ben and Jerry's, you don't change it, it changes you. And I will say after about 2 years in my role, that's definitely true. I think that if I speak to more broadly my time over the past several years at Unilever, there's a real hunger for people, my colleagues, people I've had the privilege to work with, who are trying to connect with their personal purpose and trying to bring that into the stuff they're doing. And that's not just some kind of like hallway poster, like teamwork, you know, this kind of cornball stuff. I believe that everybody is saying life's pretty short. I don't have a lot of time to go through the motions where I'm spending 10, 12, 14 hours a day at my job and have that massively incongruous with the stuff I'm trying to do as a human. And crises seem to speed this up, right? We see that all around, like all of us go, man, am I doing this? Am I doing it? Do I really want to keep doing this right now? So yeah, that's a good question. That's a good question.
Just to throw it around for a little bit more, because we're obviously hitting, you know, I don't want to let you go just yet. Just really curious, your take on TikTok. I know this is a little fun question. We've been in serious note, just how your brand has been thinking about that, anything of that nature.
I'm on TikTok almost every day.
Okay.
You know, I actually love the platform as a person, as a consumer. There's something about this, there's something about it I think is very powerful, period. And I love it. I find it super entertaining. And the second thing I'd say as it relates to business, I don't know how we can best engage with a platform like TikTok and do it in a way other than through fun. Right. So at Ben & Jerry's, we try to create fun stuff. You would take the topics like social mission, social justice, climate justice very seriously. We try not to take ourselves too seriously. We try to have fun. And so I think that, you know, as the team, and again, the team is a lot smarter than I am about how to do the marketing of Ben & Jerry's. It would be around bringing that fun and that spirit and keeping it light versus trying to, you know, shoehorn in some type of a complex message like around Juneteenth or defund the police, invest in communities. We probably wouldn't use that for that.
Matthew, I love you. It's always great to see your face. Shane?
Thank you, Matthew. Sorry, you know, Gary brought me in to throw the fastballs today. I'm sorry.
No,
I had fastballs.
sorry.
I had fastballs.
No,
They're not fastballs for him. He can hit them.
I feel lucky you guys had me on. Thank you, Shane, and thank you, Gary. I really appreciate it. Be well, both of you.
Stay
Okay?
well, my friend.